lot of laundry to be attended to. So Addison Hattle leads off the inning, gets a little help from Father Carson, who's the laundry boy.
This is outstanding. Outstanding work.
Yes. Well, we have a Bat Girl who's one of the male coaches, so why not, huh?
Laundry boy, and hey, someone's got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Not a rewarding job, but hey, if your team continues to win, I'm going to say, yeah, doing laundry is a good thing. It means you're winning.
And manager Eric Clark, who is the third base coach, very emotional when we talked to him earlier this week about the girls and daughters and the fact he's coaching them. And I think there are a good many dads that, what can I do to help out when my team is advancing? It's real special, Little League softball. Addison Hattle trying to get a rally going for Iowa, down 4-0. He's had a great bat so far in the tournament, 8 for 11, batting .727. And Mila Hamley on 4 pitches retires with 55 pitches now in the game for Hamley. 33 are strikes at 60%. And through the lineup for the first time, 5 of the first 12 were first pitch strikes.
And after watching Mila Hamley this week, just my observation is that you have got to beat her early in the first 3 innings, because once she settles in and she gets that power pitch going, you see the ball have that late movement just naturally. She's not throwing a rise ball, it's just a fastball that's running because she has good velocity, long levers. But when she gets rolling like she does later in the game, she's almost unhittable. And it's what we saw yesterday when she got on a roll in the last couple of innings.
Also been used as a closer in this tournament when Mike Sells started, and then she came in to close the door in the bottom of the 6th inning. Olivia Hemisath, the shortstop, hit into a double play, third to first, back in the first. Slaps it one down the first base line. And the tag being applied at the last minute, which is the right play by Tori Greathouse, 2 outs.
For Iowa, 59, Avery Toyne.
Well, Avery Toyne is stepping to the plate. And her brother's a pretty famous kid around here. Cohen, who has autism, has been a big part of raising funds for the Autism Society in the Iowa area. And they have adapted his Godzilla interest. Hamley, though, with a very, very comfortable 4th inning. Nobody hits the ball out of the infield. And after 4, Ohio's 2/3 of the way to the World Series. States of New York and Pennsylvania doing battle in the Northwest. Montana and Oregon at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, and 5. Make that 6 o'clock on the West Coast. Nancy Fowler, Jim Barber back with you for the 5th inning of a 6-inning game. And right now, Ohio very much in charge. Monty Beardsley will lead off 0 for 1 in this game. If Ohio hangs on and wins, it'll make 6 consecutive victories with a team that was on the ropes after the first loss on Sunday.
We really can't talk enough about the run that they've made through the losers bracket. This is the hardest path that you can take in this regional, and they've done it. 5 games in elimination where they've won. Their only loss coming to this team, like you were talking about in that opening round against Iowa, and have just put their head down and continue to win and fight and claw their way back out of the losers bracket. Look at this gauntlet that they've been able to run, and you look at those couple of scores, 4-2, 4-3. The big 10-1 victory against Missouri where they were able to rest Mila Hamley a little bit in the circle, but it's just tough.
And we saw father and daughter moments ago with Mila with a drink of water. And the skipper, Matt Hamley, the third base coach. And when you address the graphic, the 8 runs allowed against Iowa, Ohio has given up just 8 since then. Ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Miss Beardsley, Grace Fonda, Bella Madden.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Bottom of the Ohio order in the 5th. Ball. Beardsley reaches base to start the 5th. And that is the 4th time, Kansas in 5 innings, that the leadoff hitter has gotten on base.
Yeah, kind of unique the last inning that we saw Ohio offensively. Iowa was able to record 2 quick outs and then 2 base hits, another RBI single from Zara Bird, and all of a sudden 2 runs scored just like that. So just kind of unique. They have had runners on very early in every inning, like you're talking about, getting on base.
Well, Grace likes her Starbucks drink prior to a game.
Same.
And you don't even have that superstition.
Oh, yeah, I had to get a coffee too.
Back to Haxton. That's going to be a tough play there as a runner beat the throw. So on a fielder's choice now. Ohio has runners at first and second and nobody out.
Oh, this is a tough play for Hannah Haxton in the circle. Her body was definitely taking her to this play to second base because of the way the ball was, but just too much speed down the line from Beardsley. Just a little bit too much time, and you could see where Ella Woodley at second base was receiving that throw. She was behind the base. You want to make sure you cut that off, make the throw as short as possible, be in front of the bag. Another opportunity here for Ohio.
One back to Haxton, off the circle to first base. Effective sacrifice. Puts runners at second and third now with 1 out. Gianna Hoops hitting the number 12 spot. Most teams have 12 in the roster. Ohio is different. It has 13. And all 13 have been pretty productive.
And when you bat the whole lineup, it is all about what you can get production-wise out of the bottom. And to me, that's going to be probably the separator when we're watching the Little League World Series, and it's coming down to every single at-bat, but who has the strength at the bottom and just overall team talent.
Speaking of which, Iowa in its win over Ohio on Sunday, the bottom of the order was 5 for 10. Scored 4 runs, knocked in a couple. I think some managers had a fear when they got away from a chance to substitute freely in games that the bottom of the order, having to play extra players, would be a detriment. In most cases, it has not. You're putting together a roster of 12 players, all-stars. That'll have to be pretty good.
That's right.
Hannah Haxton can use a strikeout here. 1 out, runners at second and at third. And already her team in a 4-run hole. These teams have played in their local little leagues, selected as all-stars to play in district and on the state and here. It has been a lengthy spring and summer. It's certainly an enjoyable one for both of these teams. On the infield, ball caught, double play. Oh man, is that huge? Ellie Woodley with a catch and a double up.
Right place, right time here for Ella Woodley. A little bit aggressive base running at second base. Catch, touch, and they're out of the inning.
Baseball is a huge matchup. The Yankees and the Orioles. The Yanks fighting for a wild card, and the Orioles a surprise leader in the Eastern Division. 7 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight and Sunday night countdown. And don't count the Yankees out yet. Ditto for Iowa. And a Haxton base hit to start the 5th. This is the 3rd inning in which Iowa has put the leadoff hitter aboard. Great
This is
step.
the first really hard hit ball that we've seen on the left side against Mila Hamley. And of course, who else? It's going to be Hannah Haxton. This is their best hitter. First pitch, aggressive. Led off with a single in her last at bat. So same situation here. Iowa was not able to get her home and capitalize on that leadoff base hit. They need to do it right now.
You saw the numbers in our corner graphic, 6 of 11, and 6 runs batted in. Iowa is in need of base runners here. And that's been a tough call against Mila Hamley. Cassidy Howard solved Hamley the other day with a 2-run single in extra innings. Need a couple of more to have a chance. Off speed, and the count goes to 0-2.
It was a little off speed. It's the first we've seen.
Rare.
Yeah, hasn't really needed it. Trying to work something slow in, especially against the middle of the lineup here against Iowa. Second time through. Remember, these two teams played in the opening round of this tournament, so there's a lot of familiarity here.
Popped up in the infield and dropping. Force it second in time. Not an easy play, but Kate Averill got to it. Zara Burt. And the first out here in the 5th one is a big one for Ohio.
Kate Averill at short. Doesn't come up with the catch, but this is hard to track down the spin. She does a good job going to her knees to solidify that out. You can see Hannah Haxton just a little bit too late of a slide, unhappy with herself. And a key lead out there for the Ohio defense.
Yeah, indeed. Mila Hamley, 64 pitches, 2/3 of them for strikes. So the piano playing Allie Woodley at the plate. Oh, these girls have terrific musical talent. Some playing as many as 7 different instruments. Well, I settled for trumpet back in the day, and wouldn't say I was an expert at it, but it was fun.
I did a little recorder in 3rd grade, but that's pretty much as far as it went for me musically.
2 balls, no strikes. That one up in the air and on the infield. Mishandled, but a force out in play. Might have been a battle with the sun for second baseman Zara Burt. Recovers nicely and able to throw over to second for the force. And that's all that matters. Fielder's choice, 2 outs.
33, Brecken Moss.
Here's Brecken Moss. Well, the inning began well enough for Iowa, but now back-to-back fielder choices. And Ohio has Iowa pinned up back to 4 outs remaining in its season. The winner gets Rowan Little League in the opening act on August 6th, Sunday morning on ESPN in the Little League Softball World Series in Greenville, North Carolina. Over 150 million people watched Little League baseball and softball last year. A staggering number. Only to get better. Ball and 2 strikes. So Mila Hamley in the 1st compared to her in the 5th. What's your observation?
I just love her composure. Anytime that there's been a threat, and we've talked about her poker face all week, but I think it's so key as a pitcher, especially in this big game for this youngster. Continues to get better as the game goes on. That's her 6th, and she's had a strikeout in every single inning, so that tells you that she's feeling good at the biggest game of her career. High heat, getting the big K. Manage with the aggressive base running they were seeing early in the count, and you can really tell that this team has that loose factor. They have had their backs against the wall the entire week, losing in the opening round to Iowa. And ever since then, they've had themselves a good time at the plate. Offensively have been dialed in. 1 through 13, they bat them all, and everyone's scoring. And they've had more opportunities than the score shows. You look at the 8 hits on the board for 4 runs. And then, of course, you're looking at the star. That's Mila Hamley. She's been shutting it down, and This is a team that does not give up a lot of runs, so they really don't need a lot of runs.
7 different Ohio players have hits. As you saw moments ago, Lexi Petrilla starts off the Ohio 6th. The final inning, unless Iowa comes up with a huge rally. Looking ahead to the Iowa 6th, Aubrey Jans, Lydia Clark, Ryan Woolley, and they're going to need a few more to have a chance. Woodley would bat 3rd in the inning. Ball.
Looking at Lexi Petrilla, her toes are chalk on the line. Like, she is way up in there, and Hannah Haxton trying to challenge her inside, almost as a pitcher. Kind of back off my plate a little bit. You see her toes, elbows over the heart of the plate there.
You have to back a few people off and he pitched it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, absolutely. As a pitcher, I loved it. I loved when I saw a hitter get up on the plate. You just trust your location, and it's kind of that challenge up moment as a pitcher. Like, hey, I'm gonna take this hit away from this hitter right now who is over my plate. Let me be very clear as a pitcher. That's my plate.
Well, you had 4 career no-hitters, so it must have worked nicely, huh? 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Haxton out 63 pitches in the game, 41 for strikes. 13 down, 4-0. Ever get any batters to glare back at you when you backed them off?
A couple times, yeah. You're gonna have those kind of heat of the moment.
It wasn't personal, though, right?
No, it's never personal. Just trying to do my job, get the out. Of course, you want to strike out. Let's be clear. You want to strike out. But when you see that foul ball there, when you have a hitter that's toes up on the line and you're throwing her hard inside, there's really no place for the ball to go. If she squares it up, it's going to go foul down the line just because of where she's at. So as a pitcher, you love that. You just got to hit your spots. That's the key.
2 in the first for Ohio, 2 in the 4th. That's a call for a strike. They'll start the Ohio 6th. And back to the top of the order. And Seneca Coates, who has 10 hits in 15 at-bats in this regional.
Haxton wins the battle. It feels so good. Second strikeout of the day for her.
Sean Nibble with a call behind home plate. All umpires volunteering their time, talent, and treasure to Little League softball. And many of these umpires you'll see down the line in bigger stages. That one to center field. Not a problem from Ryan Woodley. Had to step a couple paces to her left. There are 2 outs now in the 6th, and Seneca Coates retired for the first time in this game.
I didn't know she could get out. Just been on base this entire week.
Yeah, she's had a terrific tournament. And if her team hangs on, she's going to be a force in Greenville, North Carolina. A bit of an advantage for all the teams that may face the Central Region champion, because Rowan, which has already won, it won several days ago, so you can do some scouting.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the overseas teams as well. No secrets anymore when it comes to looking at other teams and activity. Second base should handle this. To the bottom of the 6th. Last chance, last dance for Iowa.
Is it new?
And you gotta believe, if you're a Johnston Little League fan, last opportunity, 4 to tie, and 5 for an incredible rally to win. And must do it against Mila Hamley. Now, they reached her in the 9th inning of the first matchup back on Sunday, but that's been the only time they've been able to tag her. And the winner faces Rowan Little League a week from Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. Ball. Mila Hamley has not walked anybody to this point. Aubrey Jan's favorite player, the great Jordy Ball. Right center field, dropping. What a play by Seneca Coates.
She made that look easy. just a matter of whether she was going to have to dive for this, but we'll take a snow cone catch out in center field, covering some ground. Seneca Coates, we've seen her on the base paths. How about some defense? One heck of a catch there by the center fielder.
Terrific play, keeps the leadoff hitter off the base, and now Iowa is down to its last 2 outs. Lydia Clark at the plate has a base hit back in the 3rd. Ball. Foul ball. Ball and 2 strikes. Mila Hamley has had a strikeout in every inning. 2 in the 3rd inning, when Iowa put 2 aboard, which was the most significant threat of the game. 1-2. Ohio aiming for its 6th consecutive win since a loss on Sunday to Iowa. Oh. Well, if this holds up, Ohio will be an inspiration to all teams that lose early in a double elimination tournament.
Look at Mila Hamley's face, and that's the same face that we've seen from game 1 to game 7. The ace has carried the load for Ohio.
And she's 1 out away for a Central Region Championship and a trip to Carolina.
7th strikeout on the day. This one she takes a little bit of speed off, trying to throw a little bit of an off-speed change there, out in front. Lydia Clark striking out. And the streak continues, a strikeout an inning. It's a pretty good average there for Mila in the circle.
Spaced out nicely. Popped up. Could be the ball game. Not yet. Iowa stays alive. 1 strike. Two strikes. Well, if you're an Austintown Little League fan here, this is a big moment. Woodley with a deep breath and a look above.
As a pitcher, the last out's the hardest one.
I'll bet.
And you can feel it too. You look at the scoreboard. You know as a pitcher that you've been in control, trying not to let the moment get ahead of you too much, but whether she's showing it or not, I can tell you right now, she knows she can taste it. 1 more strike.
Brian Woodley saying not so fast.
Exactly, that determination, right? You don't want to be the last out. I'm going to continue this rally. 2 strikes, 2 outs, doesn't matter. Season on the line.
Riley Beals hoping to get a chance to hit next, along with several others after that. Again, the 0-2 pitch. Game over. Next stop for Ohio, the World Series.
What a performance from Ohio. It took 7 games, but they're going to the Little League World Series. What a performance. And Mila Hamley, there's the smile. We know that she knows how to do it. She's had that poker face all week long. 8 strikeouts, only 4 hits, just masterful in the circle for Ohio. This entire week, she has pitched her heart out, and it's so fitting that this moment ends with a strikeout for her in the circle.
Yeah, we haven't seen much reaction till now, but huge smile. And for Iowa, great disappointment, but what a run, huh?
Oh, there's so much to be proud of for Ohio in the season, or for Iowa, excuse me, the season that they've had all season long. It's always tough when you get to this championship. Someone's got to go home, and unfortunately, just did not have the hits against Mila Hamley today.
So add Ohio to the tickets punched list, joining the rest of the teams from the Philippines, Italy, Puerto Rico, the hosted Salisbury, Rowan Little League, Hewitt, Texas, defending champion, Winterville, North Carolina, and Milford. The activity starting on ESPN Plus a week from Sunday. Our final score, Ohio 4 and Iowa nothing. As the banner is being presented to the champions, and everybody gets a spot for a picture here, which will live forever.
I just think it's worth mentioning just one more time the run that this team had. They lost their first game in the opening round of this tournament, fought their way back 5 games facing elimination, had to go the distance. It took 7 games, and they are the team that is holding the banner at the end. That is so impressive. It's hard to do through the losers bracket, and they did it.
Certainly one of the best runs ever by any Little League team in softball or baseball.
Ladies and gentlemen, one last round of applause in celebration of a well-played tournament.
4-0's our final. Ohio with 2 in the first, 2 in the fourth. Don't miss the rest of the regional championships all day on ESPN. For now, let us send it back to the studio with Victoria Arlen and Michelle Smith. Congratulations to Ohio, your Central Region champions. They win it over Johnston, Iowa by a score of 4-0. So long from Whitestown, Indiana.